Welcome to the Notary Educators with Kimmi Podcast. Hosts Kimmi and Jeff Nunnally, along with Alexis Franklin, share expert insights to help you launch and grow a successful mobile notary business no matter what state you are commissioned in. Learn how to become a top-notch loan signing agent and get answers to common notary questions. Explore our all-inclusive $47 monthly training library, plus live weekly online coaching sessions with courses on general notary work, wedding efficient services, remote online notary, ink fingerprinting, apostille, translation services, and I-9 completion. Notary Educators, LLC is your one-stop shop for notary training. Tune in to the Notary Educators with Kimmi podcast and subscribe to the Notary Educators with Kimmi's YouTube channel also for more tips. Take your notary business to new heights.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Notary Educators with Kimmi, and Jeffrey is here tonight. You want to say hey,
everybody? How's it good to see everybody? How's it good to see everyone this evening?
Hey, so this is going to be an open mic night, our first one. We're going to give people a chance to get in the room. We're going to thank everybody in advance for watching the replay and listening to the podcast. We have several that have said they would like to join us, and we'll see how that goes, what happens. So I did put the link in the chat if you want to come up and talk about your business. We're talking all things notary, as we always do, but we just thought we'd put a different spin on it and let you all join us up here. If you want to talk about your wins, your business is slow, it's not going where you want, if you want to talk about additional stream of service, hey, Lisa, that you would like to offer, anything you want to talk about, again, you can feel free to come on the stage. Only thing we're going to ask is that you have your camera on and that, we keep it professional and we're not going to be bashing anybody. Okay, we're not doing any bashing. Hey, Lori W., what's up? So we'll see who all decides to join us. In the meantime, I did have a little story right quick while we are breaking the ice. It's like you go to any function at work. A couple weeks ago, we did a translation job, and we just wanted to leave one tip with you tonight about translation services. So for those of you who do not know, we offer that in our business, and that's where someone brings us a document, and then we get it translated for them, and we give it back to them. There's several different ways. That's not what this show is about. We did that a few weeks ago, so go back and catch the replay. And then there are also, there's a translation course to teach you how to do it also. So, hey, Pamela, how's it going? Let me put the link in there again for anyone else that would like to join us. I will just keep putting it in there throughout the night, because I know we'll have the comments. So let me put the link in there if you want to actually join us on stage, anyone. So anyway, our tip for tonight, though, is always double check your translation. Even if you don't speak the language, try to at least double check the numbers. And it's a good habit to let your client double check the document too. Hey, Regina, welcome. It's a good thing to get in the habit of letting your clients check the document. Did you want to share a little bit more what happened with that one, Jeffrey? What the error was and what happened?
Yeah. So when they do the translation, they're actually making a copy. How they do it, I don't know. Whatever the document, the print behind the scenes and everything, they're doing an actual copy of the document, but they're translating the words that are in the document into the language that you're asking it to be in. So everything looked good from the document. You were looking up and down, we could see the names, but it had a lot of different fields on there. But there was only one section where the numbers were off. And it turned out to be, it was something that was kind of hard to read. And so we called the company to redo it. But the point is that you want to double check everything. And I explained to Kim, I said it made sense after we kept thinking about it, because at my previous job, I worked where we did insurance, handled home insurance for a lot of the major mortgage companies. And what would happen is that you'd send in like your declaration page with your policy number and what have you, all those different digits on there, and it gets scanned into the system like a big scanner. And if something doesn't quite look right, then it gets kicked off to an actual person to look at. So I told Kim, I said, I bet you that's what happened, because that number that was off, it's like a four, I think it was like a 5-digit number that was off. It was a little skewed because it's an actual copy of the document, right? But it was kind of skewed, and we had to look at it ourselves, had to really blow it up and say, oh, it's a 4 or 5, 6, whatever the numbers were. But the person initially, they couldn't tell what it was. So the point of it is that you always want to double check everything line by line to make sure, and especially if the copy that you're working from, some of the areas might be not necessarily smudged or not perfectly clear. You want to double check that.
Yeah, because that number was just really weird. We could barely read it when we did our double check. And again, get in the habit of letting your client do the double check, because it's their language and they're going to catch it faster. But in this case, it was really blatant. The whole number on one of the numbers was incorrect. They fixed it within 30 minutes, which was rare. And it worked out perfectly because someone was coming to pick it up. So yeah, I had to step away for just a moment because that's a call. We have an ink fingerprinting job now. She really wanted live scan, which we don't offer, but she's coming to get ink done. So we'll take it and get it how we can get it. Hey, April Whitaker, what's going on? Hey, Regina. I think I said hi to Regina already. Maybe not. Hey, Regina, April, welcome. So yeah, we'll give our guest a few minutes. I told him to come around the 7:15 mark. What questions do you all have that are here? It doesn't have to be on the stage if you don't want to, but any questions that you all have, we know people will probably come in a little bit later, but for those of you who are here now, we got quite a few that are in the mentorship program. I wanted to talk about that a little bit later. I guess I could do it really quick. For those of you who don't know, we do offer all-inclusive training library and mentorship program. $47 per month, and it also gives you access to a 24/7. It feels like 24/7 sometimes, but to a 7-day-a-week chat line that's open from 7 in the morning, 9 o'clock till 11 at night, and that covers our West Coast people. Mentorship is open for all states, because if you've heard us hear it live any length of time or anything that we do, all of your documents will not originate from your state. They are going to come from all over the world. So you need to know how to just be a great notary. April says she's in Boston. Inspired Change with Cheryl. Hello. Welcome. Anybody's first time here tonight? Put a 1 if this is your first time even knowing about Notary Educators. Put a 1. Anybody's first time? And we're glad that you did find us. All right. I guess yeah. Okay. Anybody? Let's see. What's going on? Nothing in the chat? Yeah, so our guest will be here at 7. We have 7 more minutes before our guest comes. Hey, Tony. How are you? Oh, Shanta. Her first time. Is it Shanta or Shantae? And welcome. What state are you in? Hey, Tony. Let me put the link here. So this is just an open mic night. And you can hop on the platform with us here if you feel comfortable. Any questions you have about your business, if you're just starting, anything you want to share, wins, any questions, concerns. A lot of times people are like, they don't have anyone to talk to. I mean, our mentorship people do. We're in chat all day helping each other out. But we're trying to just, make sure that the space is being represented well, and again, give you a place to shine. And it's not just always about us talking and imparting knowledge. April says, I did a power of attorney this weekend. I charged way too low. What's an acceptable rate? So how do you know it was too low if you don't know where you should have started, April? What was low? You got to factor in, did you ask screening questions to figure out, how far you were going, how many people? How do you know it was too low? What's making you think that? Hey, everybody, welcome. We are waiting on our guests to arrive, just like any other event. Yeah, so how do you know? Shantae says Georgia, and you said it right. Okay. Connecticut is in the house. Hey, Sheila. Hey, Marcel. Oh, thank you, Lori. Like and subscribe, please. Like and subscribe. We always forget that part. I don't know why. Also, while we wait for our guests, for those who may be completely new to us and you're unsure how to start your notary business, you may want to check out our book, Start Your Notary Business. It is not that complicated. That's what we say around here. It's not that complicated. Hey, Lamar, how are you? So each state has their own book. You can feel free to check that out. And then also the Notary Journal Collection. There are 15 different journals to choose from. The butterfly. We have the cars for the guys. Wait a minute, that's upside down. So we got quite a few things going on. And tonight, though, it's all about you. So don't be shy. I charged per stamp, which was only 2 stamps. Yeah, you didn't ask the right question. So whatever state you're in, if you're only charging per stamp, I know you did not charge enough. So April, you got to learn how to charge as part of having a business. So there's an actual pricing course. I got plenty of videos here on the channel that can teach you. And then we have an actual pricing course and mentorship. So yeah, you want to make sure when you're getting out there that you're profitable. That's for sure. So you do need to know how to charge. So you don't just pull out a figure. Well, I think I'll charge, and in my state, per stamp is $2. So I would have made $4 on a power of attorney. Yeah, that doesn't add up. You can't have a business like that. You won't be profitable. No way around it. Okay? So yes, you did underprice it. I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you underpriced it. Okay? So let's see here. We got a couple more minutes before we have our guest on. And any other questions we have? So we had our pricing. I didn't get the amount of people. That was where my time was spent. Yeah, you got to ask the right questions. April, believe it or not, pricing is a skill. It's a skill. Just like when you go to a specialist for dermatology, they specialize in dermatology. Even learning how to price your notary services is a skill. It's an art. You have to learn how to do that. Because without doing it, you're going to be frustrated. You won't have a business, first of all. Your business you won't have one. Because you want to be profitable. And nobody can live off a $2 stamp, $4 stamp. Even if it was California, $15, $30, no. So watch some of the videos on the channel. I'm sure if you're doing that in your pricing, you probably need some structure overall in the business. So not to presume, but I can usually tell by questions. I always say questions equal money and the lack thereof. Questions equal money. Questions equal money. The more questions you ask, that's how you know the bill in your head and your client's head should be going like, oh, I thought it was only $2, but I see that it's not. Okay. Questions equal money. Okay. So let's see who else is going to join us. What other questions do we have this evening? What other questions while we wait? Because I didn't plan a whole script or anything tonight because I knew we were going to do our topic. People are so shy. Well, while we're waiting, also, I'm going to talk a little bit about content. Did you have something to say, Jeffrey? I heard you come off mic.
Yeah, I was going to say that for April, and the same happens with all of us. After a few times, you realize, you say, okay, I charged too low for that. The next time, you kind of have in your head, if it's a power of attorney, you need to know, find out how many people, like you said, if you got witnesses, the person may not know that they actually need witnesses. Sometimes they may do. Is it 2 witnesses? In that case, I think it's usually for a power of attorney. So you already know that there's going to be possible money involved. If you have other people that you're using as witnesses, you'll know to ask the question if the power of attorney, who they're going to use as a witness. They may say, well, I'm going to use my brother or a family member, but usually you don't want to have a family member. It just depends on the document, especially if they're going to be profiting off of that. So you learn from those different experiences, and then you say the next go around, I'm going to charge different, but it's a learning experience. So that's the way it goes sometimes. But you won't do that the next time, though. I'm pretty sure.
And you have to learn to ask the right questions. Can you imagine going to the doctor and he hasn't asked you any questions, but yet he's going to just start examining you? That's why they have a whole history sheet, right? What did mom have? What did dad have? All those kind of things like that. Those questions help them to see, oh, okay, well, maybe this person may have that, or I need to be on the lookout that they could possibly have ABC. So you have to do your intake. Now, I don't necessarily subscribe to having to write down every single thing, because you just don't have time for that. In the real world, when that phone starts ringing and people start calling you, you don't have time to say, well, let me get my paper and let me look, and that's going to be $4 for this, $5 for that, No. You got to already have a starting point. You got to already know what's up based on typically training, honestly. Okay. So my client just canceled on me. I told you I had a fingerprint job. She just canceled that they need live scan. So I'm just going to respond really quick and tell her, okay, thank you. It would be our pleasure to help you in the future. So I always want them to know, hey, I can't help you tonight, but if you need me in the future, remember me, okay? Okay, I said, okay, thank you. It would be our pleasure to assist you in the future. And that's it. I'll just put Kimberly. And I always stick a flower, put something on there so your people can remember you, okay? Let's see. April says, I usually marry people. I do this for a family friend. You are right. I will charge way higher next time. But not just way higher just for the sake of charging higher, April. It's got to make sense, okay? So that's not what we're saying either. You have to have a process. Everything is a process. And we're really big on having processes around here, okay? Very good. That's good you do weddings, though. That's pretty good. Wedding officiating can be very profitable also. Yeah. Okay, so Angela is in the house. Hi, Angela. Okay, we're going to bring you on the stage. We'll talk a little shop and do a little interview. Hey, Angela.
Hi.
How you doing?
All right. How are y'all doing?
We're good. Welcome.
Hey, Angela, how's it going?
Tonight.
Right.
I'm loving those twists, girl.
Thank you. I did it last week.
Yeah. Oh, you did it yourself? Oh, you're a jack of all trades. Okay.
YouTube University.
I see. It looks good. Lisa saying hey in the chat.
Well, hello, everyone.
You can't see the chat, can you, Angela?
No.
Okay. You know what? If I put it on the screen, let's see. Can you see it? Can you see the chat now? Probably not.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see.
Can you see it now? Do test and just see. Hold on. And we'll hop right in there. And that's okay. I'll just tell you if somebody got something to say.
Okay. I can see it now.
You saw a test? Okay.
I see something right over there.
Okay. Yeah, it's in the corner. It's kind of tiny though, isn't it?
Yeah, let me get my glasses.
I know. It's really small. Hey, Charnel, how are you? Let me put the invite link here in case anybody else wants to hop on. You feeling so inclined. Okay. There we go. All right. Well, welcome again, Miss Angela. We are so glad to have you with us tonight. Talk a little shop and see what's going on in your business. So Angela is actually a part of the mentorship program. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. So about me, I am located in Texas. I live right outside of San Antonio. I am retired military. I retired in 2013. After I retired, I was the suicide prevention program manager at Fort Sam for 3 years. And then that actually really depressed me, dealing with that day in and day out. But I always loved educating. I also did that in the military. So I decided to go back to school. So I went to UTSA to become a certified teacher. I did that. I finished in 2019. I became the pandemic happened. Then I became a certified teacher in June of 2020. And I was teaching at high school. That's a whole nother group of students out there now. These kids are different. So I was like, you know what? I did that. First, I started out with pre-K, and, you know, with the little babies, that was good. But then I got certified, and it was high school. And the pandemic happened. Then I started just focusing on me. So I focused on my health and working out, things I couldn't really do when I was working full time, because I like to get up, work out and stuff. So I worked on me, and health became a very big part of that. But
you look good. We got a lot of thank you for your service out there.
Okay, thank you. And then I went back to school, but I got my degrees are in criminal justice. I was always fascinated with criminal law, forensics. So that's what my degrees are in. And I just started looking on YouTube, and I came across your videos, and I was watching them for like over a year. And I don't know, it's something about your energy. And I just kept going back and looking at your videos. And then me and my son, my oldest son, is a nurse, and he had talked about being a notary because of one of his classmates. He's a nurse as well. He started doing it. And I was like, that sounds good. So I started doing the research and everything. And then finally I said, I'm going to do it. And I did it. And I was like, I like it. I was like, you know, and my sons was like, you can put them degrees to work or something, because you was like, you done did all that school and you don't do nothing.
I know, right? Oh my goodness, I know.
So I actually like it. I love what I do. I love interacting with different people. I mean, everybody has a story, and it makes me feel so good when I go to like a loan modification and they tell me, you're helping our family so much by doing this. You know, everybody have life circumstances and everything. And they're like, thank you so much for our family. I mean, it'll be the husband, the wife, sometimes the kids come, and, you know, they talk and they like, you are helping our family. So thank you so very much. And I just learned something from everyone that I come in contact with, and things that I learned, it can help me to even get better. Like the one I did Friday, you know, it was a VA loan modification, and he's on the loan. He was the military member. And when I got there, I was like, he gave me had his copy of his ID. And then I was like, your wife is here? And he was like, yeah, she's upstairs. He was like, but this is my loan. He's like, this is my VA loan. He was like, why she got to sign it? I was like, I have 2 signers on here. So she has a sign. He was like, it's no problem. I was like, we can go ahead. You know, she's going to sign. I said, I'm glad she's here. But something that I learned, and I'll do this going forward, is if it's 2 signers, I need to make sure that the customer knows, hey, you and both signers are on there. Even if you're the only one, that's, you know, your VA loan or whatever, both of the sign, you both have to sign. And I say, well, thank you for letting me know, because the wife let me. She was like, well, why I got to sign? She was like, are they gonna hold me onto this? And so I learned from them, and we learned from each other. So that was something that I wrote down, and as to how I can prevent this mishap, because it happened before. And again, but the husband, they weren't military. He was like, it's my loan. And I went to the school. The wife was a teacher, and she signed the papers. So I did that. So now I'm going to make sure it's very clear that, hey, both y'all names on the loan, on to sign. So both of y'all have to sign.
And Angela, that would have been a part of like your confirmation call when you're prepping your documents.
And I did, but I thought, you know, because what I see is both signers. Mm-hmm. And I say that, but it was not clear, because in his mind, he said, it's my loan.
Oh, okay. So sometimes with that too, you know, one person might be on the deed and not the mortgage. So that means like something happens to him, she still gets the house. Or,
right.
usually that's a case like that when they're not actually on the mortgage. They're not responsible for the debt, but they are responsible, but they are entitled to the property.
Okay, so could I can frame it to something like that when they ask the question. Okay.
Well, once you know that's the facts.
Yeah, once I know that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, just look at it. But you are doing amazing, and you have been all over the place, and I love it because that way you got different things you can draw from. If you ever do decide, hey, I want to go back to teaching, or if I ever want to do this, but I can feel your energy towards this notary thing. And I'm loving it. And you are so right. We actually are doing a public service. We're helping people. And when they say that, it touches my heart every single time too, literally. Yes. They're like, we couldn't have got this done without you. Or, my mom can't get out. Or, people miss that part of it. It's just always about the money. The money will come. I always say, if you know what you're doing. So what has your journey looked like as far as your actual learning the business? What did you do to actually learn? Because you're doing very well out there. Again, Angela is part of mentorship. What did you do prior to us, or were we the only people you train with? Or
the first thing I did, like I said, I watched your videos, and then when I decided that I was going to do it, I actually did your signed up for the mentorship and did the training. And I think when I did I signed up for the mentorship. I started doing the training. I did my little initial commission, but that was it. That was in January. I didn't get my first loan or do anything until March. Okay. So from January until March, I went through, I was making my little notes and going through. I watched some things over again. And then when I came into my first loan modification, they didn't know that was my first one.
Because you were so prepared.
Yes, they did not know.
We didn't even know you had a loan signing. I happened to read the reviews, and I don't know how long after this, you have to tell me, but how long was it after, how long had you been doing loan signings before you actually put in the group? I mean, in the review, it wasn't even in the group.
It was like maybe within that week or so, because I think my first loan signing was like March 23rd.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, it was like March 23rd. And I would see them. I was like, it would come up, and then I was like, ooh, no. I was like, I ain't ready. So I wouldn't click on it. And then when I finally, I was listening to you. You was like, y'all just click on it. Stop trying to. I was the one who was trying to read and say, let me look at the instructions. And then by the time I said, okay, I can do it, it was already gone. It was already done.
So short story with Angela, though, she left a review for us on Notary Educators. And I'm like, who is AB? And they were like, yeah, I'm doing so well in the mentorship program. I had 3 signings this week. And I'm like, who is this? Because I don't know who it is. Because we have our group chat that everybody participates in. And I was like, can somebody tell me who's AB? And then Angela was like, it was her. And I was like, girl, you've been out there just walking in silence, just doing your thing. I didn't even know she was there, because a lot of people aren't very active in the group. Some are, some aren't. Some people talk more than others. And I was just like, girl, you are killing the game out there. I was just so impressed. So I know you actually.
Then I was picking my grandson up, so in the afternoon. So I was like, Tuesday through Friday, I had to deal with that. And so now I don't have to do that anymore. So now I can focus more. So I don't know how many I have done so far in the month of June. I know I did 3 last week. I've probably done about close to 10 loan signings so far in June.
Wow, that is amazing. So when people say the loan signing business is dead, what's your answer to that?
It is not dead at all. And I'm going to tell you, most of the ones that I do are less than 3 to 4 miles from my house.
Yes, I'm like that. We try not to go too far either. Yeah, so the loan signing business, when we say it's not dead, guys, I'm doing loan signings. Angela's doing loan signings. Angela's in Texas. So, Angela, what's your rebuttal when people say, well, I can only train from somebody in my state? I'm in Georgia. I'm in an attorney state. You're in Texas. Our states run a little bit different on some things. Have you been able to learn what you had to learn from a Georgia notary?
Yes. And then you still, no matter what state you're in, you still need to know your state laws. And I'll have to go, and I need to make a habit of it because they make updates. And I started reading, and I was like, oh, they don't put this in, and I'm still learning. So yeah,
they do change quite often.
Mm-hmm.
How did you work the program? Because it's been designed for you to kind of follow it in order. Did you actually work the program in order, the mentorship?
Yes, I did. I started and then when it got to the part where, like marketing, I watched about the business, the business cards. I did that. That's when I got my granddaughter. She designed my cards. Like if anything is like on Vistaprint. Hold on, let me show y'all.
I remember when her granddaughter was helping her with her cards and stuff. Yeah.
This is my car magnet. And that's just like from my card.
Oh, I love it. I love that. Where'd you get yours made?
Vistaprint.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got that done. But yeah, anything like she goes on Canva and she do her thing, or she give me little tips. She's like, Gma, don't do that. I did one video and I was driving. She was like, well, no, you don't need to be doing videos when you're driving because that's unsafe.
That's so funny. So look, she cares about you too. Look, at the same time.
Yeah, so she my little assistant. So things, and then she'll show me, and I'll try to figure it out. And then when I get to a point, I was like, okay, I need some help. So when it came to the marketing, and we actually even did a schedule because I want to do like Instagram and everything. I just haven't did it yet.
Yeah.
But that's something else I want to do to promote my business and do posts in Google and things like that. So I did one. I gotta get pictures. That's something else I need to do. I need to take some more pictures to do to add in.
Yeah, the ones you do take, they are absolutely amazing.
Thank
you. About like, would you have been able just to kind of figure it out on your own? Because that's often suggested. Just read your handbook.
No. I'm a visual learner. So, and being an educator, I know that people learn different ways. Some people you can just put it in front of them and they be like, okay, I got it. My brain don't work like that. I need to see it. I need to hear it. Sometimes I need to actually go through it and touch it. Even when I do my loan, when I did the IRA, I went through it as if the customer was right there. The client was right there, and I taught myself what I'm going to say when I get to this point. That's just how I am. So with you and you having the modules, and I can go through it and look, and you actually give examples and you can see, so you know how to do it. You talk the verbiage. So no, I wouldn't have just, all that's not in the handbook.
It's not.
No.
It's not. So when we tell people that, I know sometimes they're like, well, she's just trying to sell a course or mentorship. No, I want you to succeed.
Yes.
Not everyone. I want you to win. So that's why we're like, no, you do need to know what you're doing. You do need to have some training. And, and I know that you've taken your time to do the program. Some people watch every video in one night and then ready to go. Was that your experience?
No, I did not do that in one night. And one thing I will share, a signing that I did probably the beginning of June. That was their third time. I was their third time trying to get this loan modification done. And the notary that came there prior to me, and they thought they did something wrong. The clients thought they did something wrong. So I got in there. They was like, oh, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going. And she told her husband, all right, don't say nothing. And I'm saying to myself, oh, okay. And then they started saying that, well, the other notary forgot to notarize stuff. We didn't sign stuff. And then the mortgage people called the husband and say, well, the notary didn't notarize some documents and he didn't have y'all sign some documents. So when he reached out to the notary was like, oh, no, that's not on me. He was like, that's on them. I was like, well, no. I say, we're the notary. We notarize. So that's on us. I was like, it is on us. And then he was like, well, they said we can send him back out. And he said, no. He said, no. I don't want him back out there. So, and this was one of the jobs that I took, and it was like maybe $30, $40. And I was like, I ain't doing nothing during that time. And I just took it. And I went, and I'm so glad I did. And we went through it. And I told them, I take them through the process. When we finish signing, I say, okay, what happens next? What happens next is I'm going to go take these documents. I'm going to scan back the signatures. I say, because that's the important part right there. I say, once they say the signatures are good to go, then I will let you know. And I'll go drop them when I drop them off at FedEx. And when I drop them off at FedEx, I would still update them, letting them know, and I would give them the tracking number. So what I do now is I just take a picture of the little receipt so they can have it. I was like, I like them to feel like they still part of the process till once it gets out of my hand, you know where it's going to the next person. Mm-hmm. And they were so happy. And I told them, I was like, when I upload these documents, they're going to tell me, hey, you good to go. I sent them a message. I was like, your signatures are all good to go. And I told them, I was like, so if they're good to go tomorrow morning, that next morning, I'm going to be dropping them off. And it was like, thank you so very much. But yeah, for that notary, and it was like, the notary, they was like, oh, he probably was new and everything. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, well, really, I'm still new. I've only been doing this for how many months? 4 months. So that's still new. I haven't even got a year up under my belt.
Right.
And I said, no, you should just take accountability for when you make a mistake. Own up to it.
Right.
So, things happen, but he could have said, yeah, I'm sorry about that. Let me come back out there and make it right.
Right.
And he did not do that.
Right. Instead of blaming the client. And
yes. So,
ownership of it, even though it wasn't your mistake, you took ownership.
Yeah. And so in my mind, I was like, that was a notary who did not have any training.
You're probably right. And Jeffrey and I, and actually, Denise also, she went back as the third notary too, because somebody else just messed up everything. You cannot fake this till you make this. You cannot. Mm-hmm. And it's not as easy as, oh, let me go just stamp that paper. Do you think it's that easy as just go stamp that paper?
It's not. You got to read it. You got to follow them instructions. Because I'm telling you, I still, when I'm stamping, I'm making sure is the stamp the right way because once you put it down, that's it. I was like, I don't want to put it up and it's upside down. So yeah. I constantly do that. And I just got to the point where I stopped looking on my stamp to know when my commission ends. Even though I knew it in my head, I just had to see it first. And then I'm like, okay. But now I was like, okay, I'm good.
I love it. Angela has been an ideal student for real because she has actually did the trainings. And I know who's worked the program. I always say if you work the program will work for you. Let's talk about the lowball numbers right quick. Just talking a little shop. I know you're just starting out. What do you feel about the prices and that are being offered by signing companies? And what you think about it, and then do you still take them even though it's a little lower? Have you seen an increase in your money or whatever?
Yes, because some of the ones of the same company I use now, I'm not just getting it's 30. Some of them are 60. Some of them are 70. So I'm noticing like it's different prices. And do I still take the low ones? Yeah, I say because all that's doing is helping me be a better notary. I was like, I'm gonna get as much experience as I can. If I'm not doing anything, I'll be like, hey, I'll take it.
And I also think that they see you doing quality work because now, like you said, some of them even coming out higher. Mm-hmm. They already know Angela's gonna produce quality work, so you're gonna get a higher dollar amount than someone else because they know they got to pay 2 notaries. The typical signing nowadays, they have to pay 2 to 3 notaries, so they cannot afford to pay you 70. Me 70 and Jeffrey 70, they will be bankrupt. So they start out with the $20 one. Okay, we know they're gonna mess up. Let's get another one out there. Then by the time they call you, they gotta come correct. That's what I always say. Excellent job. And I really think you should be thinking about your own YouTube channel, your own social media talking about your experiences as a notary in Texas. You're doing amazing. You really are.
Thank you.
Yeah, it might be a stepping stone to you being more comfortable in front of the camera, because content is everything now.
Yes.
Everything. That might be your next job, because you got the personality, you got stories.
Yes.
And you've been doing it, like you said, for 6 months now.
Mm-hmm. It seemed like I've been doing it a long time, but when I actually added up, I'm like, I'm still new.
Yeah, but you know your stuff because you invested in yourself, and the training is not that expensive. What's your thoughts on the cost of the mentorship program when you think about all that you've benefited from it?
Oh, it is awesome. I was like, shoot. And not that I have anything else to compare it to. I know we've been on there and some people say, yeah, other people are charging more because, like I said, I don't know, it was your energy and something just kept drawing me back. And if I ain't feeling it, I ain't going with it. So when I saw the mentorship program, I was like, hey, so I didn't have anything to compare it to. So for me, it's a good price for and all the knowledge. And then you got that one-on-one. I mean, look how many people that are in a mentorship and they be like, hey, I got this document. They take a picture. What do I do? And I like how you say, what do you think you should do? I'm going to push back. I'm going to push this back to you. And because that's how we're going to learn. Because sometimes, you know, you get that document just like when I did that IRA application. And I'm like looking. So, hey, I need to research. You can't spoon feed everything, you know. So I'm going to do my little research. And then if I have any more questions after that, I can be like, hey, da-da-da-da. But yeah, I like how what do you think? Just like when I asked you, well, what's the fair price? Because I got to go back out there. And then you was like, well, you know, with the mileage and the sinuses stuff, I didn't even think about.
Right.
So, yeah.
So I always tell people I might be a little bit different in mentorship than I am on YouTube. That's because I want you to win now.
Thank you.
I be nice about it. Well, I'm glad, and that way people can learn too that sometimes it's lowball numbers because, like we've been talking about, they already know they got to hire 2 or 3 notaries to get it right. So that is so true. And then just a couple more questions for you. So what's your favorite part of the notary signing world? I know you're doing field inspections too, right?
Oh yeah, I've been doing field inspections, and something I can say about the field inspections, I think the lowest I made, I did 2 mystery shoppers, and that was like for $25 each. But most of the ones I've done is like $50, $55. And they're usually rush. It's like when a business may apply for a line of credit or a loan or something like that. And then they you go out there and take pictures. And like you say, read the room. And like I say, when I go out there, I dress nice and everything. And like the last one I did, the owner came out. He was like, the employees, they don't know that I applied for a loan, so I don't really want. I was like, sure. I said, I'm just here to take pictures. And so what I do is I go in there. I was like, yeah, I know when the pandemic happened, all these people was taking these PPP loans out. And I was like, you know, so I'm here to make sure this is a real business. So, and he was like, yeah. So, you know, just say I'm taking pictures, you know, let me see your business license and things like that to make them feel comfortable as well.
Yeah, those field inspections are really easy. Were you doing those prior to the program, or did you learn about it from my video?
I learned it from your video, and that's how I got with Metro Inspections.
It is. I just love how you have worked the program, and we know the program works. We got many in the chat here that also have been that are a part of the mentorship program, that have been a part of it. And when you work the program program works. And you even do a field inspection. So we got a nice field inspection course that actually came about because I each one teach one. I'm learning from you all.
I remember I saw you and your mama out there.
Yeah. So, I'm learning from you guys. And Lisa had a field inspection job. And after we talked about it, I was like, I said, it seems like I need to do a real course on that because I just have a piece of it in one of the videos. But I was like, I think it warrants a full course. And so many people started doing field inspections from that course alone. I'm just like, wow, we are changing lives out there.
Oh, yes, most definitely. So thank you. Thank
you.
Welcome.
You are so welcome. Well, anything else shop-wise, like just going on in the industry? So you're doing field inspection, loan signing, general notary. What's your favorite part of the business?
Interacting with the clients, because everybody is different, and it makes you feel, I mean, because you're going into, like, in most cases, you're going into their homes. So, you know, I see how you get a little snippet of how their family dynamic is going. Like I did one last week. It was the husband and wife. We were signing, and then they had the kids. One of the kids was in there watching dinner, and then, you know, it finished. He was like, "Mom, dinner's done." And then, you know, I saw the little girl. She had her little baby dolls, and then she got a little brother, and he plays with her because she's the only girl. So I was like, "Isn't that so sweet?" So he had like a stuffed animal walking around, and you get a little peek into their lives and how it's different, and how you just don't know how much they appreciate it. Sometimes, you know, I haven't come across a bad one, I would say. I mean, the energy, and they're thoughtful and thankful for what I do. So I that's where the love comes from seeing them being more calm and relaxed, and knowing that their documents are going to be taken care of. And once they get that final message from me that, hey, your documents have been dropped off, here's the tracking number.
Oh, I love it. You are doing so amazing. I'm seeing in the chat here, people are saying you're such an inspiration to them. I'm hoping that you have motivated some people to take their business to the next level. Many people, you just came into the industry and are doing amazing. Many people have had their commission for years, never did anything with it. They're afraid of training, you know, because they've been taken advantage of so often. I will ask you this, and then we could, you know, start wrapping up. We appreciate your time this evening. About as far as just the courses and stuff, do you feel it's a lot of fluff, or it's actual learn today, start tomorrow? What's your thoughts about the actual course information?
No, it's actual stuff that you're going to use. Just like when I think I went through that loan signing course maybe 2-3 times with Alexis. And I went, and remember I told you that I made me a book in case I need anything right here. So I made me a binder.
Oh my goodness.
Because I was like, you know, if I needed something to refer to, what if I can't jump on YouTube? At least I know I got it right here.
Right.
So, but yeah, I took it very seriously. And no, just like now, I think I want to do apostilles. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back and look at the course.
Go back and look at that course. Yeah. And start adding apostilles, because you're doing already so many of the services, you know? And again, when you said earlier about your interaction with the clients, a lot of that starts with just who you are. People love that energy that you're bringing even here. So that's why I'm going to recommend, for real, you think about seriously, get you a YouTube channel, some content on there, your Instagram, and that could be a whole nother stream of income eventually. It takes time, and YouTube does not pay like people think it does. It takes time to grow it. But I think with your stories, and it gives you something, you know, if you look for something else to do. I know you started to do more social media anyway, so you might as well get paid for it.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Something I do want to say, because I wrote it down. What was it? Potential places where you can actually promote your business. I have a friend. Her and her husband was gone to Australia the last month. They just got back. I went to an event Saturday. She said, my HOA, most HOAs have their little website or whatever. She say somebody put on there that do anybody know a notary? And I was telling her, I was like, girl, my business done picked up and everything. And I showed her my card. She was like, wow. She got my card. She was like, I'm going to put this up there. So now they know we got a notary that they can use. So I was like, places that you may not think you may be able to promote your business. I mean, that my therapist said she had a realtor friend. This was just yesterday. She was like, my realtor, I was telling her about you. She said, give me some of her cards. My realtor where I bought my house, I told her, send her a picture of my car. I was like, I'm starting my business. I didn't know she was already in the meeting. I didn't even tell her that, hey, can you see if anybody, right. An hour later, she said, I gave your card out to my broker, my escrow, and other realtors.
Look at that. Yeah. So, and people are working for you. You know what I'm saying? That is amazing. That all, again, to the type of person you are. Because that's going to make or break your business. So you can have all the head knowledge in the world, but if you don't know how to treat people, and if they don't they're doing business with you. And I'm like this. I treat people the way you want to be treated. Right. Excellent. If I want to be treated like I tell the customers, I would want to know what's going to happen to my documents when they leave. So right. I'm like, they tracking it. I want to be able to track it. Do they track it actually? But they have that option to put that number in and say where these documents at. Right. And most of them are not tracking it. They're not. But like you said, you give them the option as the pro. Well, you definitely have taken Notarize like a pro to the next level.
To a whole other level. So
proud of
you doing it.
You have this story times many in the group, many. It's hard to get people to come on camera though. People are so camera shy. But we gotta get out of that though. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, I was going to say, because your energy is incredible, Ms. Angela. So here's the question. It seems like it's obvious, though, but would you recommend the mentorship to a up-and-coming or new notary? Oh, most definitely. And if some out there that know they haven't did the training, they need to be getting the training. You're going to be nervous at first. But if you know what you're doing... And in the mentorship program, you get the documents. So if you have questions or anything, you can get those questions answered. So by the time you get to the customer, the client, wherever you want to call them, you can be like, hey, and explain things. And you're going to always learn something new. And every document is different. Every client is different. So it's no cookie cut thing like, here you go, this is how to do the general power of attorney, this is how you're gonna do it, because the client is gonna be different. And then you just don't know. I had when I did the IRA application, the lady, she was like, who she was like, my hand is shaking. I say, take your time. I say, I'm in no rush. I say, if you need to stop writing for a minute, stop writing. Right. I say, I'm fine. Right. I am fine. So you when you talk to the client and make sure that they're comfortable, and then if you have any questions, that's what's Kimmi there for, and Jeff and Alexis and the rest of the mentoring group. I mean, they keep putting their questions out there. So, and then I be like looking at it. Okay, now I know if I come across this is what I need to do. Right. Because just like you said, if you thinking it, somebody else is thinking it, and they probably just not asking it. Yeah, because people sometimes get a little shy, but the method has been working. We've been doing this now almost 2 years, because I was shying away from mentorship. But now the way we're able to teach it, you do, a lot of it yourself, and then we kind of come in and clean it up. Like you said, I want you to make the mistakes with us, make it with us in chat. Like you said, when you get to the signing table, they don't know you've only been doing it for a month or two, because you've already asked your questions in the chat. You got clarification. So by the time you're at the signing table, you're not a Facebook notary like, hey, what I got to do? You know what to do because you're properly trained. I am just so ecstatic to have you in the program. And I like that it is self-paced.
So if you need to go back, like some of them, I went back, I looked at it again. I'm going back to look at some more again. Okay, I was like, okay, like apostilles, I think I might be ready, but I still need to go back and refresh myself on that training. So I can feel more confident when I say, okay, here, this is another service that I'm finna offer. And I don't want to be like when you said last week, you made that little post and then you start getting calls. I was like, I don't want that. I don't want to be getting calls. I'd be like, hold up, let me go back and I gotta go review my training. So I need to do that first, and then
Those posts actually, I got a call today. Actually, it was a weird one, but those posts actually help. And like you all saw my page, that was legit. I hadn't put out one in 2 years on my Google My Business page. And I started posting. I said, wait a minute, I'm going to do this every Sunday. Because what it does is it triggers that algorithm. And it's telling Google, hey, look over there. Last thing, you are the review queen over there. You are killing getting the reviews. So what's some of the tips that you've learned from
hold on.
She's moving. What's some of the tips you've learned to get all those reviews?
I went and got this little card.
Yes.
This Google card. And the company, the client that I have to go back out to Thursday out in Lavernia, they do it. Not everyone is real knowledgeable on that, because some of them think they can just do the QR code and then they do it later, or it doesn't come up. And so what I also did was I got the QR code from the Google thing. So those who aren't so savvy, I send them the QR code in a little message, the Google voice message, so they can screenshot it with their phone. And that may be an easier way for them to do it if they can't get it from like that. That'll be my backup when they win this one. But most of them, they do it right there. They do it right there while I'm sitting right there.
And I'm sure that's changing your business too. Every little thing adds to it. And one more tip with the review, you can actually get the link from Google instead of even having them take a picture of the QR reader. Get the link when you go to Google and it says something like share your profile or something like that, share to get more reviews. We can go over it tomorrow, but in session. But
another thing that they did, I'm sorry to cut you off, but the when I did the RA application and she was leaving a review, she actually started reading my other reviews. She was like, oh, you're good. So she was sitting there reading the other reviews.
Yes. Oh, last question for you. The live sessions, how has that helped you in your business? The live weekly sessions. Awesome, because everybody comes with different things, things that has helped their business, things that, that probably maybe wasn't so good, and it also gives some people that encouragement, like, okay, I can do this. I can do it. And you can do it. Yep. That is so beautiful. Well, let's get your kudos out here because you got some win. People like inspired by you. Shantae says she's inspired. Sheila's like, you're doing some great things. Lisa's like, you go, Angela. Lori's like, Angela is so inspirational. And this has been amazing. It really has. I thank you so much for joining us. We wish you continued success in your business. Yes, Angela. I'm sorry, but when I look at the mentorship, the monthly mentorship, I say that's how I am investing in me and my business. That's how I look at it. Yeah, and you can't write it off for your taxes, and you constantly learning. So we feel, again, so blessed to have you in the community. Marcel is saying awesome to you also. Marcel been rocking with us for years. She's doing some amazing things in her business. And I was telling Jeff, I'm like, we got to see how we can use Angela. I'm like, I want to use Lori. I'm like, all y'all doing so good. I want to just keep y'all around. You can use me. I gotta see how we can make all this stuff work. We are definitely trying to do some things to grow over here. And you guys are doing amazing. That's how you grow with people who know their stuff, Yeah, you're doing good. Well, we thank you again, Miss Angela, for joining y'all. You're so welcome. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Tuesday.
Oh, yes, I got a 2:00 tomorrow.
Okay, so tomorrow, all this month, actually, we're talking about loan signings. Remember, we're going to do that deep dive into loan signings this month. So it should be an excellent month. If you're thinking about joining mentorship, check out the month of July because it is going down. If you missed something, you can always go back and catch the replay. And yeah, you won't regret it. I tell you that. If you really,
definitely won't.
Yeah, if you're serious. So Miss Angela, let me know we can start something with your channel and we got you.
Okay. All right. Well, you can probably try to guide me. I don't know what I need to even do first. I do have a YouTube channel, but
oh, you do already. Okay, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, I done had one for years. I ain't do nothing on it, but yeah.
Yes, we will definitely talk about it. It'd be my pleasure. Well, we'll wrap it up here. We'll let Miss Angela say a little outro if you'd like to. That means like saying bye. And Jeffrey can say bye. I'll say bye first, and then we'll let Miss Angela wrap it up. So on behalf of Notary Educators with Kimmi and Jeffrey and Alexis and Lisa, everybody, Miss Angela, all the teammates and members and everybody, thank you guys for watching tonight. It's been my pleasure. We'll let Jeffrey say something, and Miss Angela can wrap it up in practice for her own channel.
Yeah, excellent job. Yeah, thank you so much, Kimmi. And then Miss Angela, you're doing an excellent job. I mean, you're doing it, and you're going to be doing some great things. You're already doing it now, and we want to thank you so much for explaining. Because when we first started this business, doing the training, I told Kim I wanted to make sure that it doesn't turn into a gimmicky, that would be, so the people can feel, probably, and I'll say this and I'll wrap up, I'll turn it over to you, Miss Angela. You may be listening to a music artist over the years, and they have a certain style. They've been around maybe for 15, 20 years, and then they come out with their next album and it's completely different. You're like, what? And when I say they got to do the exact same thing, but it's like some weird stuff, like, where is this coming from? That people are not going to pay attention to it. So I wanted to make sure that what we do is genuine, and that's what you're the result of that. Because Kimmi, she's got her personality is incredible, and that's why people are drawn to her. And you draw what you put out, and so you Miss Angela, you've got the makings of you're already doing some great things, and you're going to do more. You're going to continue to do more because people are already saying that they're inspired by you. So you have something to offer. Just remember that. So great job.
All
so
right.
I'll pass it on to you.
All right. And what I would like to end with is follow your dream. If this is your dream, do it. Don't think that I'm old. Shoot, I'm retired. I retired young. I'm 53 years old. I know I got a lot of life left in me. So, don't let nothing stop you. I'm a lifetime learner, so I'm not going to get to a point where I'm going to be like, oh, I know everything. I'm good. I'm never going to I don't ever want to get that comfortable to where I say, oh, I'm good. I know everything. I'm going to be here because I want to learn. Things are constantly evolving. And right here is where you can get some of the good updates. Just like social media is where it's at. And guess what? I'm not good with that. But guess what? I'm going to get good with that with Kimmi and the rest of y'all.
Yes, and we got you again. Well, on behalf of everyone, guys, have a great night, and we will see you all again soon. Stay with us 1 second, Miss Angela.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Notary Educators with Kimmi podcast. We hope you found today's episode helpful and inspiring as you build your notary business. Don't forget to explore our all-inclusive $47 monthly training notary library for more resources to expand your skills and services. Stay connected with us on YouTube at Notary Educators with Kimmi for even more tips, tricks, and industry insights. Be sure to subscribe and share this podcast with others who want to succeed in the notary field. Until next time, keep growing and learning, and take your notary business to the next level. See you soon! Don't forget, for all things notary related, visit notaryeducatorsllc.com.